Poland is a country that has been wiped off the map countless times, but where do the people go when your country is literally gone? Well, during the 1890s to 1892, thousands of Polish people immigrated to America, especially to places like New York State, in cities like Buffalo or New York itself. But why did many Polish people feel the need to go to America during the end of the 1800s? What were the effects on the area, and is it still seen today in these cities? Poland in the 1800s didn't exist as we know it today. Many Polish people would actually come to America as technically Austrians, Germans, and Russians due to Poland being fully partitioned in 1795 by those countries. The Polish still shared a strong national identity and looked elsewhere to continue their traditions. Many Polish immigrants wished to continue their agricultural traditions they used to have in Poland and carry that over to America. However, when Polish people settled in cities like Buffalo, they usually worked as laborers in rail yards, foundries, and tanneries. This is because in the 1890s, Buffalo, New York was a leading city in America's industrial powerhouse. Factory jobs required very little skills, meaning anyone could do it even without experience. And with unsafe working conditions and numerous amounts of injuries, factories needed a large amount of workers to employ or replace. They did this by employing many immigrants, and Polish people were no exception. Unfortunately, many Polish immigrants found themselves locked out of skilled jobs due to the fact that many did not speak English or German. Even if Polish people couldn't continue their agricultural traditions, many Polish people would prefer to work in factory jobs in America over staying in Europe. Europe in the 1890s had very few opportunities for Polish people, coupled with economic hardships and political instability. Europe was not the ideal place to be. Compare this to the growing industrial beast that America was going to be, and as America was a neutral nation, there was no fear to be dragged into a war or to be partitioned. To many Europeans, especially to the Poles, America was the dream place to be. Fast forwarding to more modern times, after Poland was restored in 1918, many Polish people still had to immigrate to America. This is due to the fact that Poland, even with independence, still had to sort out many rebuilding challenges and land disputes with a certain body. This led Poland to war, and the country had a pretty poor quality of life during these times. Going to 1939, after the invasion of Poland, millions, and I mean millions of Polish people were displaced, and America was one of the most popular countries Polish people would come to seek refuge in, and to start a new life. Now you may think Poland, after World War II, might be a safe place for Polish people to settle down in their own country for once. Yeah, no. Poland was liberated by the USSR and forced to be a communist country, and Poland has a little history with not wanting to be communist, so this was a huge blow to many Polish people. Political repression and lack of freedom of speech pushed even more millions out of Poland and to Western countries, of course, including the United States. Now it's easy to disregard Poland history as just bad luck, and you may look at Poland today and say, hey, they made it, good job. But really let this sink in. For 100 years, your country does not exist. And when you get independence for a very short amount of time in history standards, you face severe issues. Then after a little more than 2 decades, you get invaded again and cease to exist. Again. While the people in your country faces the worst genocide in European history. I cannot begin to imagine the amount of suffering the Polish people have been through across history, and the fact they exist today is honestly one of history's greatest statements. With the thousands of Polish people migrating to New York State, you may ponder the impact Polish people had on the state. We're going to specifically be looking at the city of Buffalo and view the impact the Polish people had there, and perhaps the wider state. Prior to 1865, there wasn't a large population of Polish people living in Buffalo. But after 1870, the first real permanent settlement came about, known as St. Stanislaus, a Polish Catholic parish in the Broadway-Fillmore district on the east side of the city. This place acted like a community hub for the early Polish community in Buffalo, fostering a lively and growing Polish community in the city. Today we know this place as Mother Church of Polonia in Buffalo. There was also another East Side Polish community in an area dubbed as Kaisertown. The early East Side Polish settlers built homes within sites of their churches, read Polish language newspapers, and sent their children to Polish Catholic schools. Polish people did a great job of preserving their religion and native language while in America, unlike other cultures that had to fully assimilate to American culture and life. As I said before, many Poles worked industrial jobs, further fueling the industrial workforce of Buffalo, overall helping the New York State economy as a whole. During this time, Polish culture thrived and probably spread to many other people in the areas around the East Side. Moving to 1934, FDR passed the National Housing Act, which is technically meant to make mortgages more affordable and accessible to combat the Great Depression, but this made redlining worse in areas with a large foreign-born population. What's redlining? If you are unaware, redlining is the denial of loans and or mortgages based on someone's race, gender, or ethnicity. Many Polish neighborhoods were labeled as undesirable areas to live in, meaning no one moved there, leading to less people paying taxes, meaning the neighborhood could not be improved with any tax money or loans, meaning no one moved in to pay the taxes to improve the neighborhood, so this created a neighborhood where there wasn't very many opportunities and it was generally a poor area. Many Polish people in Buffalo during this time unfortunately had to live in areas that usually had less opportunities compared to other places in the city. A recent census in 2023 shows that New York State has around 800,000 Polish people living in the state. This makes Polish people account for 4% of the total population of New York. In Western New York alone, over 350,000 Polish people live in this area. This is the most Polish people per capita outside of Poland itself. Buffalo has also taken part in celebrating Polonia Day, notably raising the Polish flag in front of the City Hall in 2023. The Polonia Hall food pantry, located in Buffalo, feeds upward to 200 families a day, supporting the local community by so much. The amount of contributions the Polish community has left on Buffalo and the New York State as a whole is countless, and I recommend you guys do your own research if you love Polish culture, because New York and Buffalo have a great history of Polish people here. Though Polish immigration has decreased in recent years due to Poland joining the EU, having many economic opportunities, and being a place where Polish culture is the most strong, the Polish community still flourishes today in New York State, and we're happy to have them. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Again, this is my school project, so take it with a grain of salt, check out my sources, come up with your own opinions, and yeah, so if I get anything lower than the 100, I'm dropping out, I'm deleting the channel, I'm deleting the Discord server, I'm deleting my Roblox account, I'm burning down my blanket, I don't know. But yeah, I hope I get a 100, and I'll let you guys know if I do.